back. It's 5:16. A baby undergoes a partial heart transplant just days after birth. Now we check in 1 year later. ABC's Ariel Reshef has today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, medical breakthrough.
The fact that he's pretty much one and done is the most amazing thing.
Born with a heart defect, Owen Monroe underwent the groundbreaking procedure in 2022 at just 17 days old. In the first of its kind surgery, arteries and valves from a donated heart were integrated into Owen's heart. Surgeons hoping this partial transplant provides a one-time fix. And this morning, little Owen's parents and physicians speaking out exclusively to GMA.
And he was pretty much already out of options.
It's terrifying.
This seemed to be a very promising procedure, and I presented it to the family, Owen's parents, and they just wanted what was going to be best for their child.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on this medical breakthrough and what it could mean for little heart patients everywhere. With your GMA First Look, I'm Ariel Reshef, ABC News, New York.
Did you see his onesie?
So cute.
Chicks dig scars.
Oh, I know.
Adorable.
So cute.
517, 44 degrees.
Let's look out there with TransGuide for now. Looking over at Loop 410 at Crossroads, looking at maybe a vehicle there with flashing lights. I'm going to be checking in with RJ Markets to see what the situation is there, but at least traffic is flowing.
Did you know there's a way to cut your dishwashing time by 50%? Try Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. It removes 99% of grease and grime in half the time. Dawn Power Wash has 3 cleaning boosters not found in traditional dish soaps that remove food and grease 5 times faster. And because it cleans so well, you can replace multiple cleaning products for counters, stoves, and even laundry stains. Try Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. Brand power helping you buy better.
Mucinex Night Shift fights your worst nighttime symptoms so you can get to sleep and wake up ready to go. How could you? Wake up to a new you. With Mucinex Night Shift, it's not cold and flu season. It's always comeback season.
Slide 21.
So let's explain what's happening there on the roadway.
Yeah, guys. So obviously, we were talking about this right before the break. So we have this vehicle right there. It basically looks like it's in the middle of the main lanes of 410, but that's actually called the Gore lane. So for anyone that wants to get up to date on some of their traffic knowledge, that's called the Gore lane there, and it's right there in the westbound lanes of 410 at Crossroads. Obviously, not a great spot to be in, not very ideal for any driver that's stranded, but that is not considered a main lane, even though it's right there at the middle of the intersection of 410. I know, yeah, very interesting part, but just got off the phone with TransGuide. That vehicle has been there for a couple of hours or so. That's what they were telling me. So hopefully TxDOT can get out there and take care of this, because again, westbound lanes of 410 at Crossroads, that's going to be right before the Fredericksburg, so you could see, again, not the greatest, not a great spot there at all for this driver. They don't believe that anyone's in this vehicle right now, though, so they're looking at this as a stranded vehicle at the moment. Again, hopefully TxDOT gets out there. We do have, again, this is our shot from our maps. You can see traffic is still moving both directions there, west and eastbound of 410, and I think earlier I had said that this was actually northbound. It's east and west, so just kind of keep that in mind if there was a little bit of confusion a little bit earlier. We do have another stalled vehicle right now being reported on the eastbound lanes at Pine Street, not causing any major delays at the moment, so that's okay news for our drivers on the near east side. All right, new year, new construction. Here we go. We got more construction taking place here on Broadway. We're going to start some work here in the lower corridor there of the Broadway closure project, and what we're looking at here is this new construction is taking place starting today. This is expected to run through March, so hopefully they can get this wrapped up over the next couple of months, but it's kind of an ongoing issue there for downtown area, downtown businesses, drivers, people that live in this area. So it's going to be the new section closure is going to be 6th Street to McCullough and 4th Street to Pecan. And I believe we have some drone footage that we shot yesterday, kind of showing Broadway a little bit here. So again, there's been this ongoing construction taking place there for months now. This news phase kind of started before the holidays, so something that a lot of people in this area are already very familiar with. Again, Broadway from Pecan Street to 4th Street, including the intersection of Broadway and Pecan, are going to be closed over the next couple of months. Broadway to McCullough Avenue to 6th Street. So the north and east and westbound traffic will still be open there, but north and southbound Broadway going to be closed in those areas. So again, guys, just a very busy area there on Broadway Street. Just something to keep in mind. We'll have more information on this on KSAT.com. All right, Mike, see how things are looking outside. Obviously, it was a very, very busy evening for a lot of people.
Yes, indeed. By the way, don't forget those businesses on Broadway, too. Exactly. So, you know, do your best to help them out since the road is closed down. All right, back to last night. This is Timberwood Park. And, yeah, there was a lot of pictures were sent in with some of the small hail that fell. And then on top of that, the very, very heavy rain. This is a picture that Tim Stewart, our editor, just sent in this morning, and you can see his rain gauge showing about 4.5 inches. That was one of the heavier amounts. A lot was just in the 2.5 to almost 3 inch range. This is what some of the radar estimates are over the past 24 hours. You can see that one swath here from just about 410 and about 1604 and 10 up to the northeast, and it's where those storms were just training one right on top of the other. And that's why you got those heavy, heavy downpours, and 2.5, 3 inches worth of rain, and then those pockets that were even heavier than that. And of course, some of those storms did dump some of that hail. Now, we don't have anything out there right now except for some damp roads. You can see the sheen on the highway over there, 410 by the airport. No visibility problem there. We do have just a couple of small hints of fog right now. We're going to have to be on the lookout for it because of all the moisture in the ground and relatively very high humidities. Temperatures are in the mid-40s right now, and we're going to be staying steady for the next couple of hours. It's that damp chill sneaks down the back of your neck kind of weather, and then we are only going to be staying in the mid-50s today because a lot of clouds out there. I mean, seeing sunshine may be definitely at a premium today. So out to the west, we're going to see a little bit more in the way of some sunshine, but again, eastern half of the area, clouds are going to hold in very tough. Tomorrow, some fog around here as well. Then as we go into late tomorrow afternoon, we're going to start to see a few more showers developing around here. That's going to be tomorrow night, overnight into early Friday morning. This particular model, though, really pushes us out of here pretty quickly. We'll have a couple of leftover showers by the commute tomorrow morning, and then we're going to be clearing out quite nicely throughout the afternoon tomorrow, and that's setting us up for a really good-looking weekend. So today, 56. Tomorrow, same thing, some morning fog, showers late overnight, and that's going to be the best opportunity. Then, like I said, it clears on out of here. We get a front moving through. It's not going to cool us down, just dry us out. It's going to be warmer in behind that. So if you're taking down Christmas decorations on Saturday, good day for it. 68 Sunday, another chance of rain Monday with a front and then cooler in behind that. More after this.
In today's Tech Bites, streaming service use on the decline. New data shows more customers are canceling their subscriptions. About 1/4 of subscribers ditched at least 3 services in the past 2 years. Concerns include rising prices and also password sharing crackdowns. Next, some mixed results for Tesla. Elon Musk's company is reporting record sales of more than 484,000 electric vehicles in the last 3 months of last year. But Tesla's sales were beaten by a Chinese EV maker during that same time period. Finally, a classic Tetris first. A 13-year-old who plays under the name Blue Scooty is the first human to ever beat the game by reaching its so-called kill screen. He credits up to 5 hours of practice every day and a technique that lets him use the controller at a super fast pace. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon and Allie. Have a great day.
He can't believe it.
I know. I can't believe it.
Probably passed out and took a nap after that, right?
It's a lot of practice, 5 hours a day.
5:30, 44 degrees.
And most Americans are canceling their streaming services. Tesla is falling behind China in EV sales. Fears are also growing that Israel-Hamas war will spread and global oil prices will rise. Up next, how problems in the Red Sea could lead to higher prices at the pump.
And ahead on GMSA at 6 with the new year, people may find themselves cleaning. We'll go to some of the best cleaning products to make sure the glass in your home is spotless. Good morning. It's Wednesday, January 3rd.
The week's moving pretty quickly, well, I guess for us.
Given the fact it's a short week.
It's a short week. It's already Wednesday.
Yeah.
Only halfway through the week, though, as of right now.
Yeah.
So anyway,
back to school day for a lot of schools.
Yes.
Yeah, some folks went back yesterday, today, and as you head out, you're going to have to take a jacket this morning because it's that damp chill I like to talk about. It's in the 40s right now, and we've got a lot of clouds out there. Fog is not an issue as of right now. Just be on the lookout for it just because we've got so much moisture out there. And as you can see, still kind of a sheen on the roads. Still have some of the damp roads, so you're going to allow yourself a little extra time after the rain that we had yesterday. Temperature stands at 43, so we're almost down to a normal low, but if that dew point stays at 43, we can't drop any cooler than that. You can't get down below the dew point. But of course, we do have 100% humidity out there, a little bit of a breeze, and so the ingredients are in place for some fog to form up. But like I said, we're not seeing anything as of yet. 41 up there in Bernie, 41 Bandera, 46 at Randolph, and 47 at New Braunfels, as well as Gonzales. There have been some hints of fog around Gonzales, as well as over here in parts of Medina County. And again, it can get thicker or really start to pop up as we approach sunrise. Mountain Cedar, which is still very, very high, although less than a third of what it was the previous day when it was 22,000 something out there. Mold is on the low side. Throughout the rest of today, clouds are going to be really stubborn. More sunshine, more breaks in the clouds off to the west, cloudier skies to the east. We keep enough around here to stay only at 56 degrees, although warmer than yesterday's upper 40s. But still, we're going to be staying a good 6-7 degrees below the normal high temperature on average around here. We do have another couple of rain chances. A front, good looking weekend. Get it all sorted out in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ, any problems out there?
All right, Mike. Yeah, starting to see a little bit of things building up out there as people make their way out on their Wednesday morning. Biggest thing we're kind of following right now is this stalled vehicle there, westbound lanes of 410 at Crossroads. So you see it's kind of right there in the middle of 410 westbound. This is what's known as the Gore lane. So it's kind of right there where that 410 I-10 intersection where kind of those two highways meet up. We do have the Fredericksburg Bridge right there. So again, this is going to be right before you hit Fredericksburg Road, 410 westbound at Crossroads. This vehicle's been out there for a while. Hopefully we can get TxDOT out there, help this driver out, or if there is a driver in there. We saw the hazard lights a little bit earlier, but they are off right now. So let's go ahead and take you to our maps and show you just one more thing that we're following right now. The I-10, the eastbound lanes at Pine Street, not causing any major delays right there on I-10 for our drivers on the near east side. And there was one other thing I did want to mention before we move on here. There was a stalled vehicle. It was, I believe, an 18-wheeler. Let me see if I could find it. There it is, I-10 eastbound at Frio. It looks like this is a stalled vehicle here, stalled 18-wheeler, in fact, potentially here on the shoulder on the right-hand side, and maybe blocking even an entrance ramp there. So we'll continue to get more information. I believe this is right before I-10 hits 35, and we'll give you more information as it becomes available to us. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. New this morning, a house that was supposed to be vacant instead held a big job for San Antonio firefighters and a man in need of help. Fire crews had to rescue the man from that house after it caught fire overnight. Our Katrina Rever is live where it all happened in the 800 block of South San Bernardino near General McClellan. And Katrina, what is the status of that man?
Well, the last word we had is he was still in the hospital. Firefighters told us he did suffer some minor burns as well as smoke inhalation. Now, as you can see from the boards on the windows here, this house was all sealed up, but firefighters say that man somehow found a way inside, and that is where they found him a little bit after 1:30 this morning when they responded to the fire. I want to show you the video where you will see more smoke than anything else, but firefighters say don't let that fool you. There were flames as well, and they did burn the complete backside of this house. So this house is not going to be inhabitable, even though it was already vacant. Now, firefighters say again that this man was inside. They believe he was staying there, perhaps without permission. They're not sure exactly how the fire started. That part of it is still under investigation. But again, the man did have to be rescued by fire crews, and he was rushed to a hospital with some minor burns and some smoke inhalation. The investigation here continues. Reporting live on the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. A spokesperson for Harlandale ISD says one of its trustees is resigning after being arrested over the holiday break. Harlandale ISD says Christine Carrillo submitted her resignation from the school board. San Antonio police arrested her for allegedly assaulting a family member. Police say the two got into an argument which escalated into a fight. Investigators said the victim didn't want to press charges. The school district also called Carrillo's arrest, quote, a very unfortunate situation, and discussing next steps to fill Carrillo's spot. The next Harlandale ISD school board meeting is coming up on January 10th.
A pair of San Antonio police officers are being disciplined for failing to respond to calls. Officers Michael Garcia and Stephanie Cherry were served with the suspensions back in November, and each were suspended 30 days after a vehicle locator. Those records showed they were near each other during the same shift. Now you can read more about it on our website at KSAT.com. You can just look for this article.
Police in Utah are investigating the death of a man who crawled into a jet engine at Salt Lake City's airport Monday. The airport says the 30-year-old man got onto the secure ramp area of the airport through a terminal emergency exit, then ran to the de-icing area and crawled into an aircraft engine that was not running. When officers arrived at the plane, they found the man unconscious and partially inside one of the commercial plane's wing-mounted engines, which were still rotating. He died on the scene. The Salt Lake City Police Department says the man had a boarding pass for a flight to Denver. The FAA and NTSB are also investigating.
The United States has quietly reached an agreement that extends its military presence at a base in Qatar for another 10 years. The deal highlights Washington's reliance on the tiny Gulf country that has recently played a central role in mediating the release of Americans from captivity in Gaza and Venezuela. The Al Udeid Air Base is the biggest U.S. military installation in the Middle East and can house more than 10,000 American troops. The extension comes as the U.S. has bolstered its presence in the region.
Meanwhile, Israel's war on Hamas is starting to reach beyond its borders.
Analysts worry if the conflict becomes regional, it could send shipping and oil prices soaring. This morning, CNN's Amy Kiley reports on the recent events behind those worries.
This is a tinderbox right now.
Fears are growing the Israel-Hamas war will spread and oil prices will rise.
It shows Hamas that the Israelis will target Hamas leaders wherever they are, not just in Gaza, but across the region and indeed across the world.
A U.S. official says Israel is behind the assassination of Hamas deputy leader Salah al-Aruri in Lebanon yesterday. His death has extremists in that country calling for revenge.
Hezbollah announced that it will retaliate for this assassination.
This is the kind of thing that the Biden administration has been worried about.
That could spread the conflict north of Israel, just as the situation is also heating up to the south. Iran is stationing a naval vessel in the Red Sea after the U.S. sank 3 Houthi boats there. That group has Iran's backing, and it's threatening the vital trade route.
Confronting an entire carrier strike group from the United States is just, it has the potential for explosive activity.
If oil tankers can't get through the Red Sea, they might have to take longer, more expensive journeys. That could increase the cost of oil and drive up prices at the pump. I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
541, 43 degrees.
It can be one of the most important forms you'll ever fill out. FAFSA determines how much financial aid or your kid will get to go to college. And this year it's changed. We're going to walk you through all those changes next.
Outside with Live Cam, are we done with the showers and storms? Mike has an update on your forecast on this Wednesday morning. You're watching GMSA. If you or your child are about to go to college, applying for financial aid will be a little different.
So you've probably heard of the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA form. You can apply online right now. That form determines if you get money from the government, and it'll also determine how much you will get. And this year the process is different. The forms are a little easier to fill out.
The student will go in and say, yes, you can pull any information on file at the IRS for me. And then the parent will also go in and do the same.
But not everyone is happy about the changes. Students who have siblings in college used to be able to get more financial aid because of something called the sibling discounts.
But that benefit is gone. Colleges recommend that you finish the form as soon as possible because some aid is first come, first serve.
545, 43 degrees.
Out there with TransGuide. We're looking over at I-35 at the Alamo Dome, where things are moving. A very nice shot there. And also looking at I-37 at Houston Street. No problems there. We're going to be checking in with RJ Marcus for the very latest on our roadways coming up.
549, welcome back. As people make their way in and around San Antonio, of course, a lot of schools getting back into business today. A lot of people obviously heading to work. Big things we're following right now. We still have this stalled vehicle here in the Gore lane, the westbound lanes of 410 at Crossroads. So it's going to be right before Fredericksburg Road. And you can see right now, it's kind of just sort of hidden in the middle of the highway here, kind of in a very dangerous spot. So something to keep in mind if you are headed out. Traffic is obviously still moving through the westbound lanes there at Crossroads. But again, a very kind of tricky, dangerous situation there. Hopefully we could get TxDOT out there in just a bit. Speaking of TxDOT, we do have them now responding to this stalled 18-wheeler. This is the eastbound lanes of I-10 at Frio. Very busy spot to begin with. Obviously we have the fine silver curve a little bit further down I-10 eastbound there. So hopefully we can get this cleared out in a bit. You see traffic is still moving through the area. This is obviously off to the shoulder. So that's at least some good news there. Try and get this 18-wheeler off the shoulder there. All right, new year, that means some new construction that's going to be taking place. We all hate to hear it, and especially if you've been living, working around the Broadway area, this is obviously something that you become very familiar with. A lot of construction in this area. We're starting 2 new sections of construction here, 6th Street to McCullough, so that's going to be in this kind of area. Put a circle there. I didn't want to get too much closer to kind of give you a little bit more of a width here of exactly what's going on. So 6th Street to McCullough Street, and then 4th Street, which is around right here, that's going to be right there to Pecan. So we're going to shut down both those areas of Broadway Street starting today. This is going to run through this March. Hopefully, that's kind of what they're projecting. We have some drone video of this, so let's go ahead and take that right now. So what you're looking at obviously is Broadway Street. There's been a lot of construction in this area over the past couple of months. A lot of businesses being affected by this ongoing construction. Some good news is that the intersections that run east and west, that includes Broadway 4th Street, Broadway 6th Street, and Broadway in Brooklyn, those will remain open. But as far as the north and south parts of Broadway, those are going to be closed. So guys, yeah, just a new year, and we're starting off with some construction. Not always great news there for people in this area. We kind of have to deal with this too in our we're right down the street.
Yes.
Well, and that's been going on forever. It's like deja vu to St. Mary's.
Exactly.
How many years has that been going on? I know they're doing a lot of really the big infrastructure.
Trying to widen lanes and also add some bike lanes in there as well. But yeah, it's definitely a bit of a annoyance there for people.
Yeah, well, the end result will be good.
And don't forget about those businesses along there.
Absolutely.
So they don't go belly up like a lot did on St. Mary's. All right, yesterday we had those kind of training situation where you had one storm right after another on the north side of Bexar County, particularly up around Timberwood Park. And this was fairly common to see rain gauges with, a good 2 inches or even more than that of some much needed rain. And it was even on top of that, got some of that small hail out there. Now, we don't have anything right now. Thanks, KSAT weather team. You are most welcome. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture, because that really helps us tell the story of what happened. Right now, it looks like the roads are still kind of damp out there. As obviously traffic picks up, that's going to dry things out. A lot of humidity, though, and that's why we're having to be on the lookout for some fog. Not really much of anything showing up right now. Castroville, 5 miles visibility. Everybody else is doing pretty good, but again, all the ingredients are in place. We do have a cloud cover, which kind of helps to prevent a lot of thick fog from forming up. But we still have, like I said, all the humidity, so we have to be on the lookout for that. And the humidity is going to not only make it feel a lot colder than this, it's that damp chill out there, but the cloud cover keeps things very consistent, so we're not going to move all that much, not only this morning, but throughout the day. A little bit of sunshine, more sunshine off to the west, more clouds off to the east. The hang in here fairly tough. We're going to stay at 56 degrees for a high temperature today. Well above yesterday by a good 6-7 degrees, but still 6-7 degrees below normal. All right, here's what's going on as far as the rest of today. Like I said, more clearing off to the west, a lot of clouds hang on in here. Then we go into tomorrow, more fog in the morning, and by late in the day, we're going to start to see a few of these showers trying to pop up here. Those will develop into tomorrow evening. Overnight, even a couple of thunderstorms early on Friday. But right now it's looking like this is going to be getting out of here fairly quickly on Friday. Maybe a couple of leftover showers early in the day Friday. But then after that, everything clears out pretty nicely, and that's going to set us up for a really nice looking weekend. So we've got this first little trough. That's what moved through here yesterday. The next low comes in here for Friday, giving us a chance for some rain. That pulls a bit of a front through, but it's not really a colder air. And actually, we warm up in behind that, and that'll be the case Saturday, Sunday. Then the next low moves in here Monday. Still a little bit too far to the north to give us a lot of good rain. This one will pull down some cooler air then for the middle portion of next week. So the forecast goes like this. 56 high temperature today, tomorrow, mid 40s, so a little bit above normal for the low temperatures, below normal for the high temperatures. The better chance of rain tomorrow night, early Friday, 63 on Friday. Another front, but that just dries us out because it gets warmer over the weekend, mid to upper 60s around here. 70 on Monday, some showers and thunderstorms, mainly to the east and northeast. Once again, kind of same old song and dance. Then another front to cool us down for the middle of next week. We'll have a whole lot more after this.
Ahead the next hour at GMSA, do you wonder which cleaning products are best for the glass in your home? 12 on your side's Marilyn Mortz explains which window cleaners are best after putting them to the test. Checking TransSky, we saw that stalled vehicle 410 at Crossroads. We'll keep an eye on it for you. We're back in a couple of minutes.
Good morning. Rise and shine for all those kiddos who have to go back to school today, the teachers too. Right now you're starting your day at 43 degrees.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It's Wednesday, January 3rd.
Thanks for starting your morning with us. We hope you enjoyed your time off for those going back today.
We had some big rain in the area late yesterday and into last night. Mike Osteridge is here to see how things are shaping up for our back to school Wednesday.
Well, we don't have any rain to deal with today, but we have a lot of leftover kind of dampness and some wet roads. And with that, all that moisture out there, it's that damp chill. Yeah, grab a jacket, turn the collar up, and you're going to need it pretty much all day long. Lots of clouds looking off there to the east, and we're at 43 degrees right now, mid 40s in the hill country, 39 Rio Medina. Very consistent temperatures thanks to the cloud cover, thanks to the relatively high humidity. And with that high humidity, we're going to have to watch out for some patchy fog. There's not really much of anything showing up right now, but just kind of keep that in mind over the course of the next couple of hours. Mountain cedar, if you are a sufferer, at least the good news is it came down a whole bunch, less than a third of what it was couple of days ago when it was 22,000 plus, but it's still on the high side at 6540. Mold is low. The updated count is going to come out later on this morning. Temperature is going to stay fairly consistent for the next couple of hours. Again, we'll have to watch out for a patch of fog, some wet spots on the roads from all that rain that we had yesterday, and we will see a little bit of sunshine. Now, the clouds are going to be really stubborn the further east you go. The further west, a bit more sunshine, some warmer temperatures, but with the clouds here in town, that's going to keep us at 56. Yes, a whole lot warmer than yesterday's upper 40s, but still we're going to be anywhere from 6-7 degrees on average around the area below the normal high temperature. We do see a warming trend coming on in here for the weekend, but another rain chance prior to that. We'll talk all about it. Another front next week. Get that all sorted out in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority hitting the roads right now. RJ Marquez, what's going on?
All right, Mike. Yeah, starting to see some things pick up around the city of San Antonio. We have our first reported crash here. Now, this is off on the frontage road, the eastbound lanes of 410 at Bandera Road. So obviously a very busy area. A lot of people use Bandera and Leon Valley area to kind of go north and south. So this is looking at the eastbound lanes, 410 frontage road. Looks like the turnaround has been blocked off for the moment, and you can see that we do have a pretty good backup here in the frontage road, but traffic on the main lanes here, 410 is moving along. Take you one more look here. Let's see our maps, and you can see, as you see, our main traffic is still kind of moving through that area, but obviously this is a very, very busy area to begin with. Some other things I want to let you know about here real quick. We still have this stalled 18-wheeler on the eastbound lanes of I-10 at Frio. This is right before you're going to hit the Fine Silver curve, so something to kind of keep in mind. We still have traffic moving through this area as well. And something we've been monitoring throughout the morning is this stalled vehicle right here in the Gore lane. This is the 410 westbound lanes at Crossroads right before you get to Fredericksburg Road. So we saw earlier that the hazard lights were on, Maybe the battery died in this vehicle. We do believe that this is a stranded vehicle at this moment. Traffic's still getting through this area, but now, obviously, as you could see, with it still kind of being dark outside, could be a little bit of a dangerous situation there. So if you're headed out 410 westbound, definitely something to keep in mind at Crossroads. We'll continue to follow the latest on the roads and give you more updates as they become available to us. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Now to the border, where authorities there encountered around 225,000 migrants over the last month. That breaks a monthly record that stood for more than 2 decades. Now, that surge forced International Bridge 1 at Eagle Pass to close down back on December 18th.
However, senior White House officials now say that all Customs and Border Protection operations resume at that bridge tomorrow as U.S. and Mexican leaders continue to work on solutions to the crisis at the southern border. Meanwhile, a massive delegation is visiting Eagle Pass, and that includes House Speaker Mike Johnson.
Our Daniela Ibarra spoke with local business owners who hope this visit actually brings change.
Just 2 weeks ago, this field behind me was packed with migrants. We're talking at its peak, around 2,400 migrants waiting overnight in this field, sometimes in the cold, waiting to be processed by Border Patrol. Now, right now, this field is empty, and people here in Eagle Pass hope today's visit won't lead to empty promises.
I hope they do what you guys are doing, coming, talking to people, asking what's going on, because we vote for them. You know, I feel like we need to have our voices heard.
It's a simple request. Francisco Hernandez wants elected leaders to listen to Eagle Pass's issues.
We need their help to come and see what's going on.
What's going on less than a mile away from his Western wear store is a crisis. A December surge of migrants hit what Eagle Pass leaders call historic levels. Border Patrol shifted its resources to processing, delaying wait times to cross the international bridge.
But people are used to doing 3-4 hours in line during the holidays. It's the busy time of the year, about 13, 14 hours, and that's ridiculous. That's why I lost a lot of business, because who's gonna wanna wait in line that long?
Hernandez says it's hurting local businesses.
My clients from over there did not get to come through the months of November, December, and obviously now January. So I did the numbers. I think I missed out on about 40% of my business.
But right now, with the way things are going and the lines that you have, people aren't coming back or not going and coming the way the people here are used to.
Jorge Barrera, president of the Eagle Pass Chamber of Commerce, says he expects this issue to continue until leaders step in.
It can't just be one person or one group of people. It's got to be all of them together that makes a change.
Hernandez hopes this delegation's visit brings meaningful change.
If I feel they just come, have a conversation, they see what's going on, and they can probably start putting things into place to make it better for us, because that's what we need.
Next week, Eagle Pass is expecting another federal visitor, this time Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas. He's expected to meet with Border Patrol leaders and local leaders. As for today's visit, we're going to carry the whole thing live for you. You can watch it on our YouTube page or on KSAT Plus. Reporting for GMSA in Eagle Pass, I'm Daniela Ibarra.
Staying along the border, the Biden administration is asking the U.S. Supreme Court to allow U.S. Border Patrol agents to cut razor wire at the southern border. If you remember, Texas installed the wire to keep people from coming into the country illegally. Last year, Texas sued to halt the wire removal, claiming that it's a destruction of state property. A federal appeals court recently ordered Border Patrol officials to stop cutting the wire pending court proceedings. That led to the Justice Department to file an emergency application calling for the High Court to overturn the decision.
The race for the White House continues, and former President Donald Trump is holding the lead in Iowa. This after Trump's legal team appealed the decision by Maine Secretary of State, saying she had no legal authority to bar him from running. Last month, Maine and Colorado took Trump off the ballot, citing the 14th Amendment, which bars anyone who engaged in insurrection or rebellion from holding office. The Iowa caucuses is less than 2 weeks away, and Trump still holding a commanding lead in the poll, more than 30 points ahead of his rivals.
In other news, an old bomb washed up on the California shoreline days after heavy surf pounded the coast. It was covered in debris, but had that recognizable shape. The Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office bomb squad responded and determined it was an inert military ordnance. The beach where the bomb washed up was among areas evacuated last week as huge waves, some as high as 25 to 30 feet, churned along the west coast. In November, our KSAT Know My Neighborhood segment concentrated on Alamo Ranch and the issues that families in the area face. One of those issues that families brought up related to law enforcement.
Now, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is making changes, and as Max Massey shows us, as part of new initiatives in 2024, Alamo Ranch families, they will see an increase in BCSO presence.
In 2024, we're going to be adding additional districts.
Additional districts means
an increased response time, more deputies in the area.
Deputy Adam Turbyville has been patrolling Alamo Ranch for more than 10 years.
When I started patrolling out here, it was very secluded, very wooded, a lot of cow pastures, a lot of farmland, and unfortunately, fortunately, it's now houses as far as the eye can see.
Deputy Turbyville tells me BCSO saw the Know My Neighborhood special, and they're responding accordingly.
We try our best to keep up with the demand and request for the community on a regular basis.
There are changes on the way, but still constant calls for service. During the day,
we do in the Alamo Ranch area get a lot of requests for traffic enforcement due to the speeding and the racing.
And then at night,
we're looking more for car burglaries, right? Suspicious vehicles, suspicious persons.
And these issues, they are not going away on their own.
From the months of the end of September to the beginning of December, we had 77 calls for burglaries, right? But that includes burglary of vehicles, burglary of residents, burglary of buildings, anything that has the title burglary attached. We even had one burglary of a coin-operated machine.
And yes, even though families here in Alamo Ranch, they're going to see more BCSO deputies on the roads, well, one of the concentrations, it's actually off the streets for 2024, and it's on your phone.
It's the digital age, right? It comes with a territory. So now phone numbers can be spoofed, right? We get phone numbers that say San Antonio, Texas, and I answer it, and it's, a scammer or telemarketer from overseas, right? With the increase in our technology, we're seeing a huge increase in the varieties and ways that different scams are being perpetrated.
Sheriff Javier Salazar tells us senior fraud and scams, there's something that BCSO sees more and more prevalent, and there are new efforts to combat that. But in 2024, BCSO, they're going to have 50 more deputy positions added, and that can go a long way across the community.
We're going to get an increase of deputies on the streets. In addition to that, we're going to get an increase of investigators, right? As the population increases, we need an increase in our patrolmen.
Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
10 minutes past the hour, 43 degrees.
New numbers show that streaming services are going down. We're going to tell you why. People are saying goodbye to Netflix and Hulu.
You have to do some cleaning around the house this week. 12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz tells you which cleaner is best for cleaning glass and leaving it nice and shiny.
Let's look out there with live cam. We're starting your day at 43 degrees, nice and cold. Things will, warm up a little bit, maybe in the 50s, but we're going to check in with Mike for all those details coming up.